The president of Civil Liberties Organization, Ihu Akera, joins us this morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, good morning.
Well, what we're talking about is what a lot of people have seen, and they may have glossed over it or, moved on from it, or some may not have. It is, let's see if we can take a look at that visual now. Former governors paid a visit to the president, and it all appeared harmless, but CLO, here, perhaps thinks otherwise. So what is it that you have about this visit?
Well, a lot, and I'm sure many Nigerians have a lot to worry about the visit by quote-unquote non-de-guerre, the class of 99, who visited President Tinubu. When the visuals hit Nigerians, for us in the CLO, we became very concerned, particularly looking at some of the faces, the figures. Former governor of Delta State, James Ibori, who himself is an ex-convict, jailed in the UK for 13 years. He did 4 years, and then he returned to Nigeria after, of course, he left jail. And of course, the former governor of Edo State, who was addressing the media there, Lucky Benedio, he himself fleeced his state, Edo State, of billions of naira, and he utilized the plea bargain option, and he escaped jail. And just a couple of them, very many of them there. And what they told Nigerians in that meeting was that, Tinubu was one of them in 1999. They were all governors and they ruled Nigeria.
Which is a fact?
It's a fact. But what we have in the CLO is that those same set of governors set the template for the gradual destruction, looting, pillaging of the Nigerian Federation, to the extent that successive governments found it difficult, even though they themselves also engaged in looting and stealing of our public patrimony, it became difficult to bounce back. So for CLO, we are very concerned that people like James Ibori, who should be hiding their faces, people like James Igbenedion, who should be cooling off somewhere, Saminu Turaki, and very many of them, including even a major player in the APC now, the former governor of Abia State, Ojuzo Kalu. At some point, he was even in Kuje prison. So these are the individuals who banded together to say they are a class of 99. We feel in the CLO that this is an insult on the integrity of Nigerians, with what Nigerians are passing through.
For some of those names you mentioned, now, for James Ibori's case in UK, Claire, from some of the other names you mentioned, they were in the courts in Nigeria, and the courts quashed that trial for Senator OUK, and then you mentioned the former governor of Edo State. You said he utilized a plea bargain, rightly so, which validates or probably invalidates whatever transpired, and then he's free. So is it that you don't have, or one, if former governor of Delta State was not in that meeting, and then these other persons were there who have gone through our courts here and the courts did whatever they did, would you have had an issue?
We will still have a lot of issues. Yes, why not sitting down here this morning to completely condemn the entire judicial system in Nigeria? We have a few judges and justices who have risen above board in the discharge of their duty. But we all know that when Ibori came before the courts, with about over 100 charges leveled against him by the FCC, he was discharged and acquitted, set free, until he went to Dubai and the Interpol went after him and got him. And when he got to the UK, they presented the same facts before him and he pleaded guilty and he went to jail. So the Nigerian judicial system is not one that anybody can trust, hook, line, and sinker to say, whatever that is happening, that's what we can rely on. If they are clearing Ojuzo Kalu, clearing Saminu Turaki, and all of those hordes of people, Nigerians know who got us where we are. We know it. We know who got us where we are. So it's not about the courts saying this is the issue. We also know how the courts got people like Ahmed Lawan and Akpabio and all of that. They didn't do. So you see, I don't want to sit down here this morning to denigrate the court, but Nigerians know what is happening.
Some people say that, you've looked at the flip side. I mean, a couple of individuals who have, cases or who have answered or have had to answer cases against them. What about those who haven't had? What about those who, some will say, actually tried to set a template for their state, a positive
who were also
template,
in that meeting?
Who were also in that meeting?
Yeah,
Shall we throw the baby out of the bathwater?
Former governors, there are some of them, as I said earlier at the beginning of this, people like Donald Duke, right? A couple of them did well in their states. That's why I said that we are trying to separate the wheat from the chaff. There are a number of them who are good, but majority of them pillage their states. That's why Nigeria is where it is today. Go, just travel across the states, you find that there's no development anywhere. The roads are bad, infrastructure is near zero. Not in Delta State, where I come from, really. Ibori, you of course went to jail for stealing, not allegedly, not because of, he was convicted for stealing $78.5 million at that time. You know what that can do to Delta State with a population of just less than 8 million or thereabouts. So for us, we are very concerned in the CLO that we cannot allow this to continue. People cannot regroup in the presidential villa. This morning we are addressing a press conference to take on these issues, to take on these individuals frontally. They cannot regroup in the presidential villa to determine the fate of Nigerians.
Politics is a mix of the good, the bad, and the ugly. We've seen ex-militants go to the villa and they have been granted amnesty. We've seen bandits being, pardon has been muted for them. But I think the key question I asked you about, some of these people still having good ideas. Shall we throw away the baby with the bathwater because they have been found guilty by courts?
If you have been found guilty, what does the law say? You just recluse yourself for some time. Stay out.
Even after they've served their time?
You serve your time, and there are better people out there. We don't want ex-convict coming to, if you keep your ideas to yourself. For us in the CLO, that is our mindset. Nigeria is, we have a population of more than 200 million Nigerians. Very good people out there, brilliant people, people who are good in ICT, good in every sector of the economy. For anybody who has been indicted, whether you have repented or not, please just excuse us. Nigerians are going through a lot. We cannot have people regrouping in the villa. And President Tinubu has to be very, very careful. Because for us in the CLO, we are back. He said he's back to rebuild Nigeria. He's back to rebuild ECOWAS. For us in CLO, we are back to put them in check.
Okay, everyone seems to be coming back to where they were. So 11 o'clock today, right? That is the time for the conference. All right, so we'll look out for that and get more details for you all on that conference. Ihio Akeraga, President, Civil Liberties Organization. Well, we are back to taking your mails as well. And so we've got this one from Law Alpha, who says the recurring internal crisis in the ruling party, which led to the strange resignation of their chairman and secretary, lends credence that it is difficult to manage a very big family. This may work against the party in the Presidential Election Tribunal.
Well, Festus Akimboyewa says the way the APC swiftly ditched their chairman is a confirmation that tensions have been bubbling up in the party, albeit beneath the surface. The ruling party must resolve all the tensions to avoid splitting into factions, which could make the party ungovernable.
Well, Professor Imonoka Enakena chooses to talk about the anthrax outbreak, and he says anthrax investigation, vaccinations, and possible outbreaks and treatment must be taken seriously by the citizenry. All government health agencies and disease prevention centers must work together to curtail further possible upsurge, to abridge any possible mistakes and other mitigating measures under control, while we yet can to yield a comprehensive solution now that is possible.
Aki Adegbenro didn't ignore our first take this morning during the chat, cost of living in Nigeria. I don't know where the NBS got the data from, he says, but Abuja is more expensive than Lagos. Maokwe, take note. Lagos is the food bus stop in Nigeria because people from all over the country dump food in Lagos, thereby making it cheaper than even Abuja. Accommodation is cheaper in Lagos than Abuja, same as transport. So,
well, the jury's out on that one.
Well, I'm not even the MBC. I'm not even going to contest anything. So you can take the fight anywhere you want. That's the show today. We're back tomorrow. I'm Ayo Makede. Have a wonderful day.
Enjoy the rest of your day. I am Bukola Koka.
I think it's important to state that these figures change. I mean, it's not a fixed thing. Today, I mean, for a period, for a quarter, it might be more expensive in Lagos. In another place, it might be more expensive in that place. So the figures are changing. That's for Mr. Adigbenro. But indeed, Lagos, wear your badge of honor, the most expensive city to live in. Thank you for watching. I'm Maukwe Yusuf.
Well, the more things change and remain the same, still apply eventually. Who knows? I'm Chamberlain, so goodbye.